Hi everyone. It's let's transition here. Hi everyone. It's great to see you. It's slightly early on a Tuesday night, but that's okay. Just getting set up. We're almost ready to go. I'm just sort of getting a few things organised, and we'll be able to get straight into it. So hopefully you've all settled in. We're ready to rock and roll. It's good. Just getting a few things set up here. 6:58. It's nearly 7 o'clock. So we should be ready to get underway pretty soon. Good. Okay, just getting a few little bits and pieces out. I've already got dirty water, so I'll just have to work with the water that I have. Just checking on the technology. It looks like it's going to be. It's looking like it's going to be pretty good tonight. Stream's looking good. Thanks for the good work of a good friend of mine, pointing me in the right direction. So. Hopefully we won't have any issues or dramas with it tonight, so that's good. Just going to have a drink before we head off and get into it. Yeah, sorry about that. I'm just going to check one or two things here with the setup. Great. Hopefully a few people will turn up. Not sure where you're from, but if you're from far and away, you can just let us know where from. Cześć Katarzyna, how are you? Good to see you. You're here. There you go. Ursula and Juan, good to see you all. Okay, and you'll hopefully very soon. I think we're going to start. Yeah, well, it's 7 o'clock, so we'll get underway, nice and sharp. Great, it's good to see you all again for another Tuesday night demo, watercolor demo. Like all the other previous demos, this hour and a half that I put together is really just to sort of share a little bit of the love that I have of watercolor with you all. So if you're able to make it, great. If you can sit back wherever you are in the world and you're having dinner or having breakfast or wherever that is, hopefully you might have a little bit of time to sit down and watch what we get up to in this medium. I'm certainly enjoying myself and having some fun, and I thought I'd sort of share that with the rest of you all. So, and hopefully we might all learn something a little bit out of it. I do these demonstrations purely to, to share the passion that I have. But every time I paint, it's always another practice. It's always another painting. It's always another lesson here or there on my page. So, anything that you paint is always a good painting for one lesson or another. So I hope you can join us and stay with us and watch us. So again, my name is URBANOWICZ. I live here in Brisbane, Australia, and I'm hoping to just do these every so often, every Tuesday night. I've been doing it for the last couple of months. It's fun. We'll see how long we can continue for, and it's only through people joining and people watching and people continuing to watch. Do I get a bit of a kick out of it, a bit of a buzz, and I'll keep doing it. So tonight's painting, without further ado, tonight's painting is a little image. Again, it's another image from Pixabay. In this particular case, it's from a person called Sylvia Nenova. She's taken a photograph. It doesn't actually say exactly where this photograph is from. Excuse me. But she's put it up on the unsplash.com website, which is a free where people put their free images. So it's a nice place to find some really good enticing images to paint. So I go there every so often and have a sneaky peek, see which ones I enjoy or which look rather interesting to me. There's always something challenging in every image, so I'll swap across to the next view. It's actually already my painting view, and you'll get a bit of a feel for it. And you probably already saw the promo shot for the YouTube live stream, so you can see that it's a beach scene, late afternoon or early morning. Looks more like a late after. Yeah, looks like a late afternoon, but I may be wrong. And I just like the hazy colours. So let's transition to this other view, and we'll have a quick look at the photo. I'll put what I'll do with the scene is I'll just shuffle it. Oh no, I won't. I'll just put it back to its normal size, and I'll put it back into the corner rather than having to muck around and adjust and play with these things later on. Here we go. We'll transition and away we go. Okay, so this is the image that you've obviously all seen, and I thought I'd have a crack at that. It's just got some beautiful warm ochres through the sun, gorgeous yellow hues, and the part that I really enjoy is where those ochres transition into those very, very light lilacs and purples, and then the light blues of the buildings. These are just all the cool shadow colours in the buildings. So we've got some gorgeous purples and blue hues in amongst these warm golden yellow hues, and then there's some action, further activity down on the beach. So as you can see in the picture here, there's some really nice some light elements with the waves, and some sun hitting the waves down in the bottom left hand corner, and also some sun just warming through the group on the beach here. So obviously the sun's really coming across from the top right through to the bottom left. And yeah, I'm not sure that this painting is necessarily going to take very long, because it might be just a few quick large washes, and that might be it. But let's have a bit of a play with it, and we'll see what happens. Again, thanks for everyone that's turning up. Now, I did mention in my intro that there's something interesting, or a little bit of a surprise. What I'm planning on doing is I do all of these paintings, and some of them, or most of them, just end up sitting on my back wall, stuck to the wall, and end up in collections all over the place. What I'm proposing to do is once a month, I'll do a draw at the end of that month, and I'll select one of my images. I haven't selected it at this stage, but from these live demos, I'll pick one of those live demo images that I still hang on to, if they haven't already gone. I'll hang on to it. I'll notify everyone that that's what I'll be doing with this particular image, and I'll put it into a drawer. So people who are watching me through these live demos, if you're in at the beginning, you know the parameters of how this will happen. But what I will do is I will make up a question during this broadcast sometime. I don't know when. It might be halfway through, it might be at the beginning, it might be towards the end. Somewhere I'll ask a question, and when I ask that question, and the answer should be pretty simple and pretty obvious. So when you do have an answer, I'd like you to go, if you can, and direct message me or private message me that answer on my SZCZEPAN URBANOWICZ Facebook page. So if you have, I'm assuming that most of you have Facebook pages, because that's where this original share about the YouTube live broadcast went. So if you can direct message me the answer, I will put your name into that draw, so that at the end of the month, or at the end of this month, which is not that far away, but given that it's the first month, we'll make it whatever I do between now and the end of the month, those people, you'll go into a draw to win that painting, and then I'll be able to send that painting out to you, and away we go. I'll do it once a month, so there might be 4 sessions a month 4 Tuesdays, obviously. So if there is, the odds are pretty good. So instead of hanging on to them and letting these paintings gather dust, we'll see what happens. I might vary the terms of that live draw depending on how many people turn up. I mean, if there's going to be only a handful of people, then I'll probably sort of call it a spade and maybe change it so that we roll it through into the next month. Because ultimately, at the end of the day, I'd like to have people sharing this with others, letting them know what I'm doing, that I'm painting, and then we can sort of grow the community and do more of this, and then be able to share more of these paintings and demos with you all. So anyway, if I haven't asked the question during this live broadcast, then by all means, I've got some messages here so I can see. And if you end up sending me a message saying, "Hey, Stefan, you haven't asked us the question yet," that will trigger me into asking that question. So anyway, I seem to be doing a lot of that. Do you also paint when no one is watching? Katarzyna, yes, I do. I actually teach on Tuesday. I teach, actually, like these live demos aren't the only things I do. I teach on Tuesday mornings, Brisbane time. Everything relates to Brisbane time, so I teach on Tuesday mornings. But I also am organising other days so that, for example, we have some people from Europe here tonight. I'm looking at doing evening classes as well, so that might actually work in with people waking up in the morning in Europe and being able to participate as well. So I've got a few interesting things on the books, which I'm not going to mention just yet, apart from that competition, which I've said, which is really a live draw. So as things roll out, we've got some other things. So it might be interesting. Keep watching this space, but for now we'll get in paint. So I'll swap back to the painting page, and away we go. Hopefully you can be hanging on to your seats, and we'll be rocking and rolling on this painting. So I'm looking forward to this one. I actually really like the colours. I don't know how it will turn out. We'll see. Okay, so good luck, fingers crossed, and we'll get into it. Okay, I'll leave that there, because just in case I need to fiddle with it. Otherwise, I'll just turn that microphone around there. Hopefully I might just need to move some of these things. So here's the page, and away we go. I've prepared. Aha, when you see the link instead of the video, please, people, yeah, okay, Vin, I'll do that. I know I should do that. I have to look at doing that, and okay, I will do. Look, I'll have to look more into it. I'm not super savvy with it. I'm keen, but I'm not necessarily that super savvy with some of the technology. I suppose that's life, but you're right. Maximize on the opportunity, so I'll try that. Great, I'll just shuffle a few of these things out. You can probably see the water that I have here. Underneath the photograph is actually where I have another series, another container of water, and I've got some other pens and brushes and things, well, not pens, but brushes and things over here. So generally, we should be in the right order. Here we go. So there's 2 waters there, and some brushes, and some of my brushes there. Are they all there? I think they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and the 5th one there. Okay. So for the first, do I? No, I don't need it. Okay. Big brushes for a change. Big brushes, big brushes. So. Okay, here we go. Okay. Full blaster head. Now, I'm tempted to try a few interesting things up in the sky. I'm just looking around now to see if I still have my... I'm just going to have a look and see where my squeegee container is. Here we go. Oh yeah, this thing here, that's really good. I haven't used it all that much, but I might just give it a go today. It's a little bit of cerulean. A little bit of cerulean because we can see the cerulean there. A little bit of cobalt. I was going to put some cobalt in. I'll just throw a little bit of cobalt onto my Ooh, hope that's not touching anything. Okay, cobalt, ultramarine. Cobalt, need some cobalt. Is that movable? There's a bit of a crust on there. Sorry, just doing a quick replenish as we go. These are the things when you're on the fly and you're painting all the time, you forget to replenish with paint. So what am I using? What am I using for paint, you wonder? Daniel Smith. Love Daniel Smith. They're great paints. John does a fabulous job with Daniel Smith. Okay, here we go. So a little bit of this. Let's wet some of that up there as well. Activate some of these other colours. They can all go up there into the sky as far as I'm concerned. A little bit of cobalt. A little bit of, too much alizarin. Okay. Let's get a little bit of water on here. So this one here, this painting, we're going to start with a whole pile of water. We're going to get this very, very wet up here. I really want to get some really nice colours happening up in the sky. So, and that's going to come racing down into some gorgeous yellows. I might even get a little bit of, might open up my tube of white as well. Not that I use white a lot. In fact, I've only just recently started just adding a little touch of watercolor white into some of what I'm doing, and it's just paying dividends in the sense that it's giving me a really nice color balance, or yeah, just I love it for what it does. Anyway, here we go. A little bit of water just to activate this nice and quick. Great. Okay, here we go. Now, cerulean straight on top of that, just to get it all mixed in. Get some cerulean in there. Get a little bit more alizarin up there. Just a little bit. And while it's still very wet, start getting some of the, get some nice yellow ochre up into the clouds. A little bit more water there. Bit of water. get rid of a little bit of that. Remember, this is the first wash. First wash I tend to do fairly, you know, I put a lot of emphasis on just getting the main sort of color tone all over it. So yeah, it doesn't really worry me at this stage whether it's a, you know, just got to get the main sort of color happening in there. Yeah. Okay. So that's part one. Part one, I'll give it a blast and dry that. A bit of a dryer, sorry about the noise, but yeah, just needing to dry this now. Quick tissue. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Do we need to lighten anything? Well, I still have a chance. Nah, I'll leave it like that. I'll just turn this off. Oh no. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Yeah, when I'm doing, may have mentioned a bit before, but when I do use the dryer, I like to make sure it's bone dry. No point having something that you're sort of getting dry and then starts to, go all funny on you because of it's still being damp in places. So anyway, we'll see how we go. So, okay, got all these nice light soft tones on there, a little bit of changeover of, these are all the warm colours down here on the beach that I want to play with, but transitions into these other sort of bluey purples and then maroons and browns and other sort of greys and things here. Early days, we'll see how we go. A quick impression is what I'm after, not anything laboured. Okay, just having a quick swig. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's get rid of the tissues out of the way and the tissues from in front of my image, reference image. Here we go. Okay. What else is happening? Okay, everyone's just stunned. Great. Stunned mullets? No. Okay. Light blues, light tones, grey tones. Okay, we've got some housing. Another umbrella. Okay, here we go. Still got some cerulean. Great. We'll use that. A little bit of alizarin into that mix. A bit more. And continue just to push a little bit of alizarin into that, just so that I get a really nice light wash, white wash, super light wash of that light grey. Super light. Super as in very light, almost non-existent light grey. Because it's the colour that just works so well with the orange at the back. So and the super light color means that we're able to get really nice soft tones through, showing through, so the ochres will start to shine through somewhere. Yeah, it doesn't look like anything at the moment. before it starts to cauliflower over here. A bit of purple in there. Let's get a little sticky happening. Probably thinking, where is this going? That's okay, they can just transition off there. They're all related colours, so and this is a bit of a sticky colour, so A little bit of this blue happening again. A little bit of that grey. A little bit of this soft tones. That's okay. Nice and soft. Transition one into the next. Okay. Well, it's damp. It gets very dark very quick, this painting, so it's quite a moody sort of scene. And yeah, I'm just sort of playing along. Ooh, that's a bit brown. Oh well, we'll adjust that in a tick. Why doesn't my blue and yellow go green? Ah. Yeah. I'm not sure. Normally it should, but I don't know. It's that special sauce that I'm probably using. Don't know. Not really. I don't know. I try to when I'm painting, I'm trying to. Yeah, I mean, one of the biggest problems is, in fact, when that does happen. So you find that your colours, you're not looking for something like the green, obviously green out of a yellow and blue mix, but especially in the sky, for example, it was very blue, very purple, and then I introduced my the way I mix it, just the way I mix the colours, I tend to wait until I get really, when they're really clear, when they're very thin light colours, you just sort of tend not to get those sort of mixtures. I don't know why, but it seems to sort of work for me. Just going to get a little bit of a rigor as well. And excuse me, a little bit of Viridian green here as well, so a bit of viridian green and a little bit of ochre up into these colours. And let's see what we can generate up here. Here we go. Let's see what we can generate. Trick. Not that it's a trick, but you've got to somehow try and get it to create these palm fronds without it looking like you've created a sort of a stick. Well, yeah, I suppose don't try too hard. Get the brush strokes working without overdoing it. And I've got a rigger for this. Perfect little rigger. This Alvaro Castagne series rigger is a great little rigger. It comes in a number of different sizes, but the little one, ooh, it's really good. It's really good. A few little lines and marks I need to make with this one. So let's try and do this. Here we go. Without getting too detailed. And there's a tree back there, so let's get that tree in there without it overdoing it. Again, it's another palm of some sort, a little bit of warmth in there, a little bit of warmth. Just a little bit. Let's get this rigger happening. It's a great palette. It's a great palette, this one. I just find that it tends to just leak a little bit every so often. So I'm not that I struggle with it, but it gives me some grief sometimes. Let's get some of these palms started. It's coming along. Slowly. Thanks, Alberto. All the boys watching this. That's nice. So it's slowly but surely a few other colours warmer back there. Got it, got it. Didn't need that. Bit of an emergency repair. There we go. That's okay. That was a good save. Good save back to the keeper. Jeez. Don't want those happening too often. Anyway. So we're just going to get a little darker, put those in there. That's nice. Alberto, tell Michael, mate, it's all good. This is just a little bit of, okay, so what have we got? We've got a little bit of stuff now happening here through to about there. Okay, I've got some nice, these are just some little shutterings and things like that. Above the fence, below the, above the fence on the other side. It's all just quite soft and disappearing into the distance. They look like a series, actually, they look like a series of boats just on the other side of the fence there. So, okay. So there's a few, these are the masts, or the booms rather, on those boats. But that's alright, they all sort of just disappear into not so much the distance, they're just a series, all these verticals and horizontals and lines and boat gear. This is going to race up fair way, and it goes up like that. Short ones, longer ones, short ones, that connects. Nice and light, you don't want them too dark. They're sort of everywhere really, not so much everywhere, just nice and vertical, nice and horizontal, yep, vertical. So these are just a scattering of those boats. The boat mast with them just into the mist, into that background there. A few little verticals and horizontals. Oh. Horizontal lines like that, vertical lines as well, small ones, just all sort of lightly. And while this is still wet, damp, just put a little bit of darker tone here and there, just to sort of play up some of the backs of those boats. So we'll come through and do that again, but this is, it's getting there, it's getting there. Another palm tree through there. Washingtonia, Livingstone, I can't remember what they are. But it's in a mid-grey starter. That's how I tend to start, mid-grey. Well, that's how I start well, some of the mid-tones. How are we going for time? 8:30. So what time we start? 7. Oh, got half an hour. Oh, thereabouts. Let's see how we go. So the question. Let's think of one. Look, because it's going to be unique to tonight. So it's going to be unique to tonight. Here we go. we'll use this. What brand and colour of paint am I going to hold up to you now? If you know what colour and brand of paint that is, direct message me to my Facebook SZCZEPAN URBANOWICZ artist page. Don't put it here, because if you put it here, you're disqualified. I'll disqualify you out of the competition. Yeah, put it onto my Facebook page, because I just really want to get a feel for all the people that are watching it, and in that way I can pretty much communicate and send more of these links to you, so that you can sort of continue getting this information. Otherwise, when I put this up, sometimes it just gets scattered to the four winds, and I don't know who's watching and who's not. And it's just, yeah, I just find it's useful if I want to sort of make sure that the information's getting out to people, rather than it's sort of just disappearing into the ether. So, yeah, if you can just send me that information as a direct message, so that it's unique to your name with an answer. It's too small to see. It's too small to see. Okay, we'll simplify it. What is the brand of paint that I'm holding up? And what series? I mean, that's, for most watercolor people, that's pretty obvious. So if you can have a look at that. That should be fairly large on a computer screen. So if you're looking on on a phone, then it shouldn't. Yeah, no, there you go. So you know the brand, at least the brand. Don't worry about the color, but it's certainly the brand should be fairly obvious from there. And if you put that onto my Facebook, I'll collect all the people's names, and then be able to put your names individually onto a piece of paper, and we'll draw the, well, I don't know, is it a lucky winner? Would it be a lucky winner if you got one of my paintings? Not everyone, I don't think everyone's into my sort of painting, but if you are, then yay, you know, I'll happily send it wherever it needs to go, in order to fulfill that sort of comp. But there'll be a few paintings along the way. I'll draw out random. Well, I'll sort of select one I think that sort of might fit the bill, so it's not too shabby. Yeah, it's taken me a little while just to sort of get this thing happening properly, or happening at all. I've got the, I think I've got the right sort of contrast working with the image now, so I'm a lot happier than I was earlier. But I like to, the main thing I try to achieve with my paintings is just to sort of get an impression really. I mean, I could sit there for months painting detail, but I just really get a buzz out of quick impressions. And I mean, you know, an hour and a half, I wouldn't say that that's sitting there pumping out detail. So it's generally an impression. You know, I take my hat off to people like Alvaro, who I think is just has an amazing, wow, just a vision, really, amazing vision in his paintings. I love the way he paints. And look, if I was to just get a little feeling of light, some of the feeling that he achieves in his paintings, I'd be more than happy with with proceedings. So I'm taking this one. I've sort of got I think the light's coming along. I still have a little bit of work to do with these figures in the foreground, and I've kept it fairly light here because I want to really play with some of these figures standing on the beach. So the context in the foreground is sort of fairly, it's getting there, but it still needs a little bit of work. I don't know if it's going to take me as long or as long or as short as it will. Well, I was hoping at 9 o'clock. I hope I can still achieve that, but we'll see. We'll see how we go. So now we're just starting to work our way along this foreshore here, getting some of these little characteristics, little characters and things here. I've got another tree. I'll plonk that in. Yeah, it could do with another one here. I mean, it's still just the whole thing that I've tried to achieve was this sort of, in a way, a wall of these trees. I really like the fact that there are these palm trees creating this gorgeous silhouette in front of this yellowy blue heaven. So yeah. So remember, post your answer into my Facebook as a direct message or a private message. Please don't post it into just the normal Facebook. For me, this is just really seeing who is watching. So if I can get a clear picture of those people that are interested in watching but never say anything, then that's okay. Then you can stay anonymous, but it just means that I know that you're watching, and I can then sort of I can plan other things, which means I can then figure out more specifically what are the sort of things that you actually like watching, and I can sort of plan for that in a way. Whereas otherwise, just all of these random paintings are great, but don't really give me much to work with. Like all the technology there is great, but it's, sometimes can be a bit of a very difficult. Very difficult to try and sort of collect information about what people are actually wanting to see, rather than putting up polls and all sorts of questions and asking all the obvious. This is probably a little bit more of an interesting way of finding out what people want or would like to see. There's another mast. See, there's plenty of masts in these things. That goes down there somewhere to another what's that, a boom? Yeah, some other boom across like that. And there are some other little dark sticks here and there. Lights. Yeah, it's getting there. Right. So we're sort of moving to the foreground now. Slowly. It's going to take a little bit of wiggling around here just to get the right yeah. So this is just picking up some of those darker background tones against the seatings. Apparently it looks like it's just a whole pile of seating. That's what they are. At the back. And a few little these are the props of the, these are all umbrellas that have been hitched up for the night. So it's sort of a misty, smoky, smouldery sort of, yeah, just a misty sort of. I want to get rid of some of these lines, make it still a bit foggy. Yeah, that's okay. And a few more lines. Slowly getting there, but getting there, I think. Yeah. There's a lot of those through there. And again, here in the shadows, a few more. Through there. And a little bit darker through. Yeah, that's all right, something like that for now, just for now. So it's getting there. So this little pup tent is a bit of a focal point now. So I'm getting there. There might be a little bit of use of, I might just do a little bit of work with one of the, well, I'll use a small brush anyway, because otherwise I think I'll stuff it if I use something too big, but nothing too small. I mean, literally, I might just give this a bit of a quick dry too, just in case there are any little residual wets. There's my signature, hand signature. A bit of a dryer. I'll just turn the mic off while I'm drying this, just for a tick. Okay. Bit there. Still to go with the waves. Last little bit. Okay, a few little. Okay. Right. Browns and darks. A little bit of brown. Let's make a little bit of French Ultra mix. Here we go. French Ultra. Into there. Okay. Let's make a little bit of some French Ultra. So I'm making my darks with French Ultra or ultramarine, that is. Sorry. Getting there. I'm actually sort of trying to run these colors down. Well, when I mean run them down, I want to use them all up so I'm not wasting them. And then I'm going to be trying a beautiful set of, what is that? Is it? White Knights. I'm going to be trying a nice set of Nevskaya Palitra, straight from St. Petersburg. I'll give them a go probably in the next week or so. Just wanted to really use these ones up and change them over in my palette. So just a natural progression of doing some paintings until I have a chance to swap them out out of my palette without having to destroy all of these colors. They're still good paint, so I just wanted to do it naturally rather than be forced to discard them or anything like that. So we have some figures. Got to figure out where these figures go now, but generally I think there's one figure. About slowly, don't need to rush in with my figures. Another one about there. Paint them like this. And then I'll put some other colors in there. So you can sort of see the warmth being merged in with the darks, and that just changes the whole sort of tone of the whole character. A little bit more on the dark on the head. Like that. Okay. And it sort of looks soft and merging in there. Adding a little bit of ochre. Getting there. Now there's this guy standing smack in the middle here. He's quite a character. He's about there. Yeah, he's about there. And again, some lighter tones, just to add a little bit of warmth to the figure, so it doesn't feel like they're just totally, oh sorry, silhouette in one color. There's another chap down here. Something down there. A little bit of and then these close figures. Blue. little bit of burnt sienna to it, with a bit of grey. Slightly darker underneath. Yeah, because they're all just standing there in this dark, dark silhouette. So I still have to put a little bit of darkness on there. This, we're getting close now. Okay, almost there. Apart from the clouds, sorry, apart from the waves and things. Okay, getting there. There's a few other characters floating around in the background, but I'm not going to paint everyone. That's all right. Bit of transparency, a bit of darkness here and there. Need a little bit. Okay, a few little darks here and there. Real darks. And now some of the easy bits. Haven't quite finished. Very, very bluey grey. Okay. Last little bits. Very small little purpley, oh, very light on the purple. Bit of a white tint. A little bit of white. And again, this is just the minutest of amounts. It's not really a lot, just such a small amount from the tube. And really now just trying to pick up Okay, not much left now. One last little bit. Okay. Great. Okay. Okay, well, I think we've sort of got to the end of it, and hopefully it's sort of achieved, well, I think it's achieved a lot of the things I wanted to have it do. I might tinker with it a little bit later, but you know, in general, I think most of it's there. I wanted that soft warm glow in through what the in amongst those people there on the beach. Now, I'm not so much fussed about the definition of exactly the right beach and all that, but I really wanted that warm glow in those figures there. So, you know, and the trees are silhouetted. There's sort of there and a nice silhouette at the back. There's a bit of mist and mood in all of that. So, I'm happy with the way this one has come out in the end. Yeah, it's a little bit wet here. So there you go. Yeah, I'll just transition here. So, thank you very much for coming along and waiting patiently and just watching this painting process. I hope you enjoyed it. I have fun doing these things, and like I said, excuse me, and like I said, if you want to see more of these, keep looking out for my Facebook page, SZCZEPAN URBANOWICZ Artist. It's all at the bottom here. I've got SZCZEPANURBANOWICZArtist.com, that's the website, and up here on the side you've got my Facebook and Instagram and YouTube addresses. I'll be posting these films again, so even though it's recorded tonight live, I'll have it going probably sometime tomorrow or the next couple of days back onto YouTube for people to watch. Otherwise I'll send and have a link on my Facebook page. But if you want to watch more of these, please subscribe, please like, and please share. The best thing you could do is just share these presentations, or share the links to your friends, others that might be interested in either watching, coming along, you know, having a Tuesday night on the sofa with a glass of wine, or you know, or whatever, watching these. And if at all you're interested in taking some of my classes and courses, you can do by having a look at my my website, SZCZEPANURBANOWICZ.com website. On there you'll find on the online courses, excuse me, the online courses, connections through to my calendar, which has the days, and not so much the dates, but the days and the times of the days. Brisbane time, when I run these classes, or I'm wanting to run classes, the Tuesday morning I run regularly, and there are other slots for absolute beginners that haven't had any experience painting, all the way through to experienced painters if they're wanting to have some continuity. And these are the sorts of paintings that we actually do, like today for the Beyond Beginners. So we run through with an image that I've either taken or I've found on these free websites. We download them and we paint towards certain aspects of them. Anyway, have a look. I'd like to see you follow. I'd like to see you like and follow and share, and I'd like to see you again. So if you enjoyed it, great. I've enjoyed painting it. have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you the same time next week, Tuesday night. Thanks again for coming along. Have a good night. Bye-bye.